Something happened to you recently that has never occurred in the spiritual history of your lineage. A seal was broken. Not a small one, an ancient, cosmic seal that your ancestors could not unlock across hundreds of years of prayer, suffering, and sacrifice. It broke for you, right now. In this exact moment, as you hear these words, the universe paused. Every angel in your assigned celestial rank turned their attention toward you simultaneously. Whatever you were doing in the last 48 hours, stop and understand. Something monumentally sacred just chose you as its vessel. In 10,000 years of recorded spiritual history, this phenomenon has appeared only a handful of times. The breaking of a personal protection seal, combined with simultaneous divine recognition, is considered cosmically impossible without centuries of preparation. Saints fasted for decades trying to reach this frequency. Prophets walked barefoot across deserts seeking this elevation. Monks surrendered everything to touch this level of awareness. Yet here you stand, unordained, unannounced, carrying ordinary burdens, and the cosmos selected you anyway. That is not coincidence. That is evidence of something written about you before your grandmother's grandmother ever took her first breath. And it connects directly to a decision you made recently. You know the one. That moment where you could have lied, could have betrayed someone, could have chosen the easier and darker path, but something inside you refused. Maybe nobody saw it. Maybe you received no reward for it. Maybe it even cost you something precious. But in that quiet moment of choosing rightly, something enormous shifted in the invisible architecture of your destiny. That single moral decision acted as the final key. The universe had been waiting for exactly that choice from exactly someone. Like you, what you do not yet realize is that you have been watched. Not in a frightening way, though the truth is vast and ancient. Both dark forces and divine ones have had their attention fixed upon you. The shadows monitored your weaknesses, hoping you would collapse. They sent distractions, sent temptations, sent people to discourage you. But the divine watchers saw something else entirely. They saw a soul that bent but never broke. They recorded every quiet act of integrity you performed when no audience was present. Your file in the celestial record is marked with something extraordinary. Consistency under pressure. Think back across the trials you have endured. There was a moment someone spread false words about your character, and you chose silence over retaliation. There was a season where financial pressure nearly broke your dignity, but you refused to compromise your values. There was a relationship where you were taken for granted repeatedly, yet you still showed up with genuine care. There was a time you were overlooked for something you clearly deserved, and instead of bitterness, you chose grace. Each of these situations was not random suffering. They were structured examinations designed to measure the true composition of your soul. After observing every single one of those tests, the higher beings assigned to your spiritual case reached a unanimous conclusion. You are rare. Not rare in a common motivational way people use carelessly. Rare in the way that causes celestial councils to pause their eternal work and pay focused attention. They classified you as spiritually dangerous to darkness, because a soul that chooses integrity repeatedly, without applause, without reward, without certainty, that soul cannot be controlled, cannot be corrupted, cannot be weaponized against the light. You became the thing that darkness fears most. A human being who simply will not break, and then something happened beyond even angelic understanding. God himself turned his gaze upon you, not metaphorically, with direct and total divine attention. The archangels present in your atmosphere lowered themselves in recognition. Michael, the warrior of heaven, acknowledged your endurance. Gabriel, the messenger, prepared a new word for your life. Raphael stood by your physical body as healing was authorized. This level of divine witness is reserved for souls crossing a sacred threshold. You crossed it. The heavens did not applaud. With sound, they applauded with the sudden and irreversible realignment of everything around your existence. In that moment of divine witness, a decree was released over your life. It was not requested. It was activated. The universe does not ask permission when a soul has earned elevation. Doors that were sealed by spiritual opposition were commanded open. Assignments against your peace were canceled by higher authority. The person, the situation, the force that had been blocking your breakthrough received a divine notice of removal. Your name was called in a frequency that rearranged matter. Resources began moving toward you. Healing was dispatched to your body. Clarity was sent to your mind. The decree is already in motion. Now hear what that decree revealed about who you actually are. You are not simply a person going through difficult seasons. You are an ancient soul who volunteered for this specific era because this era required someone with your exact spiritual composition. You are a celestial warrior who agreed before birth to carry integrity into one of the darkest chapters of human history. You are a chosen vessel, selected not because you are perfect, but because you are persistent. Your soul has walked this earth before in different forms, always choosing the harder and holier path. This lifetime is your greatest and final assignment, and your mission is now becoming clear. You are not placed here simply to survive, or even to succeed in conventional ways. You are placed here to anchor something the world is desperately losing: integrity, compassion, discernment, and love without conditions. Every room you enter will shift because your frequency is changed. Every person you encounter will feel something they cannot name but cannot ignore. You are being called to demonstrate that a human being can live with their soul fully intact in a world that pressures everyone to abandon theirs. That demonstration is your mission. Because of that mission being activated, the material world must now begin cooperating with your divine assignment. This is not wishful thinking. This is spiritual law. When heaven endorses a life, earth reorganizes itself in response. Unexpected financial pathways are opening. Health is being restored in areas you stopped expecting healing. Relationships that once drained, you are either transforming or naturally dissolving. Opportunities are arriving through doors you never knocked on. The provision is not coming because you hustled harder. It is coming because the one who owns everything decided to support the one who chose integrity when it cost them everything. And as your life begins to visibly align, those around you will notice something different about you. You will not need to preach or perform. Simply living in your activated identity will disturb the spiritual sleep of people near you. Some will feel inexplicably hopeful after a conversation with you. Some will make better decisions simply from observing your example. Some will return to their faith, their purpose, their authentic selves, and they will not fully understand why. You carry an awakening frequency now. It transmits through your presence, your peace, your refusal to shrink, your quiet and unshakable certainty that you are held. You are not alone in this activation. Across this planet right now, thousands of souls with the same ancient assignment are awakening simultaneously. They are in different countries, different languages, different circumstances, but they share your spiritual DNA. They have passed the same tests. They carry the same seal. They are being sent the same decree. When these souls begin operating in full awareness of their identity, the collective frequency of humanity shifts. You are part of a divine network being assembled not by human organization, but by cosmic design. Your activation is one thread in the most important tapestry being woven in this generation. So here's what you must do right now. First, acknowledge this message did not reach you by accident. Comment the number 777 below to signal to the universe that you received and accepted this activation. Share this with someone who is quietly carrying more than people realize, because this message may be the confirmation they have been waiting for. Subscribe so that every new word released finds you immediately. And understand something critical. The person in your life with the initial S has been placed in your path as a test of your discernment. Trust what you feel. Protect your energy. Your awareness is your protection.